The gunshot echoed through the dimly lit alley in downtown Chicago, shattering the night as blood sprayed from my shoulder. I staggered back, staring into the eyes of the man who'd just pulled the trigger. Ethan Hargrove, the love of my life, his face twisted in a mask of cold determination. In that split second, as pain exploded through my body, I realized the betrayal wasn't just a broken heart. It was the end of everything I thought was real, forcing me to vanish into the shadows with a secret that would bind us forever. I collapsed against the brick wall, clutching my wound, the world blurring as sirens wailed in the distance. Ethan stood there, gun still smoking, his breath ragged. "Why?" I gasped, but he didn't answer. Instead, he turned and ran, leaving me for dead. That night, I didn't die. Paramedics found me in time, but the man I had trusted with my soul had tried to erase me from existence. We had met 2 years earlier at a bustling tech conference in Silicon Valley, where Alex Rivera, a rising software engineer from a conservative Latino family in Texas, was pitching my startup app for mental health support. Ethan, with his sharp jawline, piercing blue eyes, and effortless charm, approached me during the networking session, complimenting my presentation. "You've got fire in you," he said, his voice low and confident. What started as professional banter turned into late-night coffees, then dinners, and eventually stolen kisses in hotel rooms. He was everything I wasn't: wealthy, white, from an old-money family in New York, openly gay without a care for the world's judgment. I, on the other hand, hid my sexuality like a shameful scar, terrified of my parents' devout Catholic disapproval and the whispers in our tight-knit community. Our relationship deepened quickly, fueled by passion and shared dreams. Ethan encouraged me to move to Chicago, where he ran a successful consulting firm, promising a life free from the chains of my past. "We'll build something unbreakable," he whispered one night as we lay entangled in his penthouse sheets. But cracks appeared early. His family, the Hargroves, were pillars of high society, with ties to politics and business. Ethan's father, Senator Hargrove, was a vocal opponent of LGBTQ rights, pushing bills that stripped away protections under the guise of family values. Ethan claimed he distanced himself from that world, but I saw the tension in his eyes during holidays when he skipped family gatherings. "They're not worth it," he'd say, but I wondered if he meant me or them. The first real conflict hit when I confided in him about my desire to come out to my family. "Alex, timing is everything," he cautioned. "Don't rush it." But I pushed, and one weekend, I flew home to Texas, heart pounding, ready to reveal the truth. The dinner table erupted. My father slamming his fist, calling it a sin, my mother weeping about eternal damnation. They disowned me on the spot, cutting off all contact. I returned to Chicago broken, expecting Ethan's arms to heal me. Instead, he grew distant, canceling dates, burying himself in work. "I need space," he muttered one evening, avoiding my gaze. That's when the doubts crept in. Was he ashamed of me, or was there something darker? Months later, I discovered I was pregnant. No, not literally, but through surrogacy. We discussed it early in our relationship, a dream of building a family. Ethan had arranged everything discreetly, using his connections to find a surrogate. When the test came back positive, joy flooded me, but Ethan's reaction was muted. "This changes things," he said flatly. I brushed it off as nerves, but the unease lingered. Then came the alley. Why had he shot me? As I recovered in the hospital, piecing together fragments, I learned from an anonymous tip that Ethan's family had discovered our relationship and the impending child. Senator Hargrove, facing a re-election scandal, couldn't afford a gay son with a Latino partner and a non-traditional family. Ethan had been coerced, or had he chosen to eliminate the problem? I fled Chicago that night, discharging myself against medical advice, grabbing only essentials and the surrogate's contact. Settling in a quiet suburb of Seattle, I changed my name to Alex Ramirez, started a new job in tech support, and waited for our son to be born. Liam arrived 6 months later, a bundle of energy with Ethan's blue eyes and my dark hair. Raising him alone was a grind. Sleepless nights, financial strain, the constant fear that Ethan might track us down. But Liam became my anchor, his innocent laughter pushing back the shadows of betrayal. For 5 years we built a life. Playdates, school runs, quiet evenings reading stories. I dated sporadically, but no one stuck. The wound from Ethan ran too deep. One crisp autumn day, as Liam started kindergarten, I noticed a familiar face at the school gate. Ethan, older, lines etched around his eyes, watching us from afar. My heart stopped. How had he found us? Panic surged, but I played it cool, bundling Liam into the car and speeding away. That evening, a knock at the door. "Alex, please?" Ethan's voice pleaded through the wood. I need to explain. Against my better judgment, I let him in, fists clenched, ready for anything. He looked haunted, collapsing into a chair. "I didn't want to kill you," he whispered. "The gun was loaded with blanks. It was a setup to make you disappear, to protect you from my father." I stared, incredulous. Blanks? The blood, the pain, it had felt real. "Rubber bullets with blood packs," he explained. "My father's men were closing in. If I didn't act, they'd have done it for real." The revelation hit like a second shot. He'd staged it to save me? But why not warn me? "I couldn't risk you refusing," he said. "You'd have fought, and it would have escalated." Anger boiled over. "You betrayed me, left me alone with our child." Ethan's eyes widened. "Our child? You went through with the surrogacy?" Tears streamed down his face as I nodded. For the first time, vulnerability cracked his facade. That night, we talked until dawn. Ethan confessed the full nightmare. His father's threats, the forced engagement to a political ally's daughter to salvage the family image, the years of regret. He'd searched for me relentlessly, hiring private investigators, piecing together clues from old contacts. "I left everything behind," he said. "Divorced the facade, cut ties with my family. I want to make this right." But trust was shattered. How could I let him back in? Liam deserved a father, but at what cost? As the sun rose, Ethan left with a promise to prove himself. Little did I know, this was just the beginning of a storm that would test every fiber of our beings. The weeks following Ethan's reappearance were a whirlwind of guarded encounters. I agreed to supervised visits with Liam, always in public places like the local park or coffee shops, my eyes never leaving them. Ethan was patient, charming Liam with stories of imaginary adventures and small gifts. A soccer ball, a puzzle set. "Who's that man, Daddy?" Liam asked after the first meeting, his tiny hand in mine. "An old friend," I replied, throat tight. But as days turned to months, Liam warmed to him, laughing at Ethan's jokes, clinging to his leg during goodbyes. Tore at me, seeing the bond form so naturally, a reminder of what could have been. Internally, I waged war. Part of me yearned for reconciliation. The man I'd loved hadn't fully vanished. We'd share stolen glances, our conversations laced with unspoken longing. "I've changed, Alex," Ethan said one afternoon as Liam played on the swings. "Therapy activism. I'm fighting against everything my family stood for." He showed me articles. Ethan Hargrove, disowned heir, speaking at LGBTQ rallies, donating to causes we'd once dreamed about. It was impressive, but doubt lingered. Was this genuine or another performance? The pressure mounted from unexpected quarters. My new life in Seattle wasn't as anonymous as I'd hoped. Old friends from Chicago reached out via social media, curious about my disappearance. Then, a call from my estranged sister, Maria. "Alex, rumors are flying. Is it true you're with that Hargrove guy again?" She'd heard through the grapevine. I denied it, but the call unearthed buried pain. My family had never fully severed ties. Maria had been the bridge, sending occasional updates on my parents' health. "They miss you," she said softly. "But the church, it's complicated." Complicated? It was a cage. Coming out had cost me their love. Now, involving Ethan could shatter the fragile hope of reconciliation. Ethan pushed for more. "Let me move closer," he suggested during a tense dinner at my apartment. Our first private meeting. Liam was asleep in his room, the air thick with unresolved tension. "I want to be part of his life, our life." His hand brushed mine, sending sparks. Pulled away. "You shot me, Ethan. Staged or not, you made that choice without me." He winced. "I was trapped. My father threatened to expose us. Ruin your career, even harm the surrogate." Proof came in emails he showed me, threats from Senator Hargrove's aides, detailing surveillance on me. Painted a picture of a man cornered, but choices have consequences. "You could have trusted me," I countered. "We could have fought together." Silence fell heavy with regret. The turning point came at Liam's 6th birthday party. I'd invited a few neighborhood kids, keeping it low-key. Ethan arrived with a cake he'd baked himself. Chocolate with dinosaurs, Liam's favorite. As the kids sang, Ethan caught my eye, mouthing, "I love you." My resolve cracked. After the party, as we cleaned up, he kissed me softly, and I didn't stop him. It was like coming home, but guilt followed. Was I betraying myself by forgiving so easily? Society's gaze intensified. Seattle was progressive, but whispers followed us at school events. "Two dads? That's interesting," one parent remarked, her smile forced. Liam came home one day upset. "Timmy said boys can't love boys. Is that true, Daddy?" My heart broke explaining love's spectrum, but the incident ignited fury. Ethan, hearing this, organized a school talk on diversity using his platform. It helped, but highlighted our vulnerability. Then the media storm hit. A tabloid leaked Ethan's past. The disowned son, the mysterious shooting in Chicago years ago. Speculation linked it to me, dredging up old police reports. Reporters camped outside my house, shouting questions. "Mr. Ramirez, is Ethan Hargrove the father?" Panic set in. I confronted Ethan. "Did you leak this?" He denied it vehemently. "My father's doing. He's running for higher office, needs to discredit me." The betrayal felt fresh. We argued fiercely, voices raised. Liam cowering in his room. "You bring danger everywhere," I shouted. Ethan stormed out, but returned the next day with a plan. "Let's go public on our terms. An interview, tell our story." I hesitated. Exposing us meant facing my family, the world, but hiding had cost too much. We did the interview with a sympathetic LGBTQ outlet, detailing the shooting, the coercion, our love. The response was mixed. Support from allies, vitriol from conservatives. My phone rang nonstop. Maria again. "Mom and Dad saw it. They're furious, but..." Dad asked about the boy. A crack in the armor? As high as that felt, the low crashed harder. Ethan's ex-fiancée, Rebecca, surfaced, claiming he'd promised her a life before abandoning her. "He used me as a cover," she told reporters. Ethan admitted it was true. A sham engagement to appease his father. "I never loved her," he said, but the damage was done. Trust eroded further. I questioned everything. Had our relationship been real or just rebellion against his family? Sleepless nights followed, weighing the cost to Liam. He adored Ethan, calling him Papi now. Pulling away would devastate him. In a moment of clarity, I decided to visit my parents in Texas. Leaving Liam with a trusted sitter, I flew down, Ethan insisting on coming. We faced this together. The reunion was explosive. My father, older and frilier, glared at Ethan. "You corrupted my son." Words flew, accusations of sin, counterarguments of love. My mother cried, hugging me tightly. "We've prayed for you." By night's end, no resolution, but a tentative olive branch. "Bring the boy next time." Exhausted, we returned to Seattle, closer yet more fractured. Little did we know Senator Hargrove wasn't done. A lawsuit arrived, claiming custody rights over Liam, alleging Ethan was unfit and I was complicit in fraud. The battle lines were drawn, forcing us to confront the ultimate choice. Fight as a family or let the past destroy us. The custody suit hit like a bombshell. Papers served at my doorstep by a stern lawyer in a crisp suit. Senator Hargrove's name loomed large, accusing Ethan of abandonment and me of kidnapping, twisting the surrogacy into a weapon. "This is war," Ethan said, pacing my living room, face ashen. Liam, oblivious, played with his toys in the corner, but I saw the fear in his eyes when we raised our voices. We hired a top family lawyer, Rachel Cohen, a fierce advocate for LGBTQ rights. "You've got a strong case," she assured us during our first meeting in her downtown office. "But it'll get ugly. Media, testimonies, digging into your pasts." Ugly was an understatement. The hearings began in a sterile Seattle courtroom, packed with reporters. Ethan's father didn't appear, sending proxies instead. Their arguments painted Ethan as unstable, a man who'd faked a shooting, lived a double life. My character was assassinated too, the closeted immigrant who fled, hiding a child. I took the stand first, voice steady despite the knot in my stomach. "I left to protect my son from threats," I stated, detailing the alley incident. Cross-examination was brutal. "Didn't you conspire with Mr. Hargrove to defraud his family?" the opposing lawyer sneered. "No," I fired back. "I was the victim." Ethan's turn was worse. He admitted the staging, the lies, but emphasized love. "I chose Alex and Liam over everything." The judge, a no-nonsense woman in her 50s, listened impassively. Outside court, life unraveled. Protesters gathered, some supportive with rainbow flags, others hurling slurs. "Faggots stealing kids," one shouted as we left. Liam's school called. He'd been teased relentlessly. "I want Papa E to pick me up," he whimpered one evening. Ethan did, but paparazzi swarmed, flashing cameras terrifying the boy. We shielded him, but the damage seeped in. Nights blurred into strategy sessions with Rachel, poring over documents. Ethan revealed more skeletons. His father's history of cover-ups, including bribing officials. "We can countersue for harassment," Rachel suggested, but escalation meant dragging Liam through mud. Personal toll mounted. Ethan and I clashed over tactics. "Go aggressive," he urged. "Expose him." I hesitated. What about reconciliation? For Liam's sake. Naive, perhaps, but hope flickered. Then, a surprise witness. Rebecca, Ethan's ex. She testified against us, claiming Ethan had promised fatherhood to her. "He betrayed me too." Ethan exploded in private. "She's lying, paid off by my father." Proof emerged. Bank transfers. We discredited her, but the seed of doubt grew. Was Ethan capable of more deception? Mid-trial, my parents arrived unannounced. "We saw the news," my father said stiffly at my door. Tension filled the air as they met Liam. "Abuelo?" Liam asked shyly. My father nodded, eyes softening. Over dinner, awkward conversations flowed. "This lifestyle, it's hard," my mother said. Ethan defended us. "Love isn't a lifestyle. It's who we are." By evening's end, they didn't condemn, but didn't endorse. "Protect the boy," my father advised before leaving. It was progress, but bittersweet. The trial's climax came with Senator Hargrove's deposition via video. Arrogant, he denied threats. "My son chose poorly." Ethan confronted him post-session, a heated call I overheard. "You destroyed us," Ethan yelled. "For what? Power?" The senator's response chilled me. "Blood is thicker than perversion." Ethan hung up, shattered. That night he broke down in my arms. "I hate him, but he's my father." I held him, our roles reversed. Me the strong one. Intimacy returned, not physical, but emotional, forging a deeper bond amid chaos. Rachel turned the tide with evidence. Recorded calls proving coercion. The judge ruled in our favor, dismissing the suit, awarding us damages. Victory tasted hollow. Media frenzy peaked, outing us fully. Job offers dried up for me. Ethan's business suffered boycotts. Liam struggled with nightmares. "Will they take me away?" he asked. We reassured him, but the scar remained. Post-trial, Ethan proposed therapy for us all. Sessions unearthed buried traumas, my abandonment issues, his daddy wounds. "Forgiveness isn't forgetting," the therapist said. Slowly, we healed. Ethan moved in, a tentative family unit. Liam thrived, but society pushed back. At a community event, a neighbor confronted us. "You're confusing that child." Ethan stood tall. "Love isn't confusion." I admired his growth, but wondered if I'd sacrificed too much autonomy. Then, Betrayal's echo returned. An envelope arrived anonymously. Photos of Ethan meeting Rebecca secretly. "What is this?" I demanded. He sighed. "Closure. I met her to apologize." Plausible, but trust fractured again. We argued, Ethan sleeping on the couch. "I can't keep proving myself," he said. I realized the cycle. Pain, reconciliation, doubt. Was this love or masochism? Seeking solace, I visited Maria in Texas. "Families are messy," she said, "but yours is real." Her words resonated. Returning, I chose dialogue over accusation. Ethan opened up. The meeting was to retrieve old documents proving his father's crimes. Relief washed over, but caution lingered. As winter set in, Liam's school play approached. He insisted both dads attend. Watching him on stage, pride swelled. Afterward, Ethan whispered, "This is worth every fight." I agreed, but the cost tallied. Lost friends, strained careers, emotional exhaustion. Yet, in Liam's smile, redemption glimmered. Unbeknownst to us, Senator Hargrove plotted one final move, a smear campaign linking us to fabricated scandals. When it broke, alliances tested anew, pushing us toward irrevocable decisions. The smear campaign erupted overnight, headlines screaming across news sites. Hargrove heir in fraud scheme with partner. Fabricated stories claimed we'd embezzled funds from Ethan's old firm to finance our lavish lifestyle. Evidence? Doctored bank statements, anonymous sources. Ethan's phone blew up with calls from former colleagues. "This is Dad's endgame," he muttered, slamming his laptop. Liam, sensing tension, clung to us. "Why are people mad?" We shielded him, but the world intruded. Eggs thrown at our car, hate mail piling up. We lawyered up again, Rachel leading the charge. "Countersuit for defamation," she declared. But damage control consumed us. Ethan's business hemorrhaged clients. My remote job offered severance, citing distractions. Financial strain hit hard. Bills stacked. Savings dwindled. "We sell the house?" I suggested. Ethan shook his head. "Not yet." Pride or denial? Arguments escalated. "Your family did this," I accused. "And you're paying the price too," he retorted. Truth stung. Community response split. LGBTQ groups rallied, organizing fundraisers. "You're heroes," one activist said at a vigil outside our home. But conservatives amplified the lies. Petitions circulating to protect the child. Child services knocked one afternoon, a routine welfare check. Heart-pounding, we let them in. Liam charmed the social worker, but the intrusion humiliated. "Satisfactory," she concluded, but warned of follow-ups. Ethan's resolve hardened. He went on offense, granting interviews exposing his father's corruption. Lobbyist bribes, suppressed scandals. "I'm done protecting him." Backlash was swift. Disinheritance finalized. Threats escalated. One night, a brick through our window. Note attached, "Leave or else." Police investigated, but leads dried up. Fear gripped me. "We relocate?" Ethan considered. "Running again?" "No. We fight." Personal cracks widened. In therapy, I admitted resentment. You dragged us into this, Ethan countered. You chose to let me back in. The therapist mediated. Blame shifts nothing. Focus on choices now. Wise but hard. Intimacy waned. We slept apart, politeness masking hurt. Liam bore the brunt subtly. Bedwetting returned. Tantrums flared. I hate the bad people, he cried. We enrolled him in counseling, where he drew pictures of two daddies fighting monsters. Heartbreaking. Ethan and I united for him, staging family nights, movies, board games. Moments of joy pierced the gloom, reminding us why we endured. A breakthrough came via unexpected ally. Ethan's mother, Evelyn. Divorced from the senator years ago, she'd remained silent. Now she called. I can't watch this anymore. Meeting secretly in a cafe, she provided damning files, proof of the senator's illegal activities. Use it wisely, she said, eyes teary. I failed Ethan once. Gratitude mixed with pity. Ethan hugged her, a rare vulnerability. Armed with evidence, we leaked it strategically to journalists. The senator's empire crumbled. Investigations launched, allies deserted. He resigned amid scandal, retreating to obscurity. Victory? Partially. The smears lingered, but momentum shifted. Donations poured in, jobs offers resurfaced. Ethan rebuilt his firm with ethical focus. I launched a nonprofit for LGBTQ families. Healing began. My parents visited, tentative bonds forming. Liam's a good kid, my father grumbled, but played catch with him. Acceptance? Not fully, but progress. Ethan and I recommitted, a quiet vow renewal in our backyard. No more secrets, we promised. But peace was fleeting. Months later, Rebecca reappeared, pregnant, claiming Ethan's child from a one-night relapse during their engagement. DNA test, we demanded. Results, positive. Shockwaves hit. When? I whispered. Before I found you again, Ethan confessed. I was lost. Betrayal anew. Liam confused. A brother. We navigated carefully, but I questioned staying. Custody battles loomed again. Rebecca wanted support, not involvement. Ethan stepped up responsibly, but it strained us. Another family? I asked bitterly. No, he insisted. You're my family. Therapy intensified, unpacking layers of hurt. I considered leaving, packing bags one night. But Liam's plea stopped me. Don't go, Daddy. The price of love. Forgiveness or fracture. We mediated with Rebecca, agreeing co-parenting terms. Her son, Noah, arrived, a half-sibling for Liam. Introductions were awkward, but kids bonded quickly. Ethan balanced both worlds, exhaustion evident. I supported, but resentment simmered. Society judged. Polygamous mess? Whispers followed. In a pivotal moment, I confronted my morals. Was loving Ethan worth perpetual chaos? A solo trip to Chicago clarified. Walking old streets, I reflected on the alley. Pain birthed growth. Returning, I chose commitment, but with boundaries. No more surprises, I demanded. Ethan agreed, therapy continuing. As years passed, Liam now 8, Noah 2, stability emerged. Blended family outings, shared holidays. My parents warmed, attending Noah's baptism neutrally. Ethan's mother became grandma to both boys. Yet undercurrents persisted. A call from the senator, bedridden, seeking reconciliation. Forgive me, son. Ethan wavered. After everything? I asked. He visited alone, returning conflicted. He's dying. I said my piece. Closure, but scars remained. Our story inspired others' books, talks. But the cost? Privacy lost, innocence tainted. Liam asked tough questions. Why did Papa shoot you? We explained age-appropriately, emphasizing choices' consequences. In quiet moments, doubt crept. Had we chosen right? The answer evolved daily. With the senator's death came a twisted inheritance. Funds Ethan redirected to charities. severing final ties. No blood money, he declared. Life normalized somewhat. School routines, weekend hikes in the Pacific Northwest. Liam excelled in soccer. Noah toddled after him. Ethan and I found rhythm, co-parenting with Rebecca amicably. She moved nearby, forming an unlikely alliance. "We're all in this," she said during a joint birthday party. Society adapted. Neighbors invited us to barbecues. Schools celebrated diversity days. But internal conflicts brewed. I grappled with identity, once hidden, now poster boy for resilience. Speaking engagements pulled me away, leaving Ethan with the kids. "You're drifting," he noted one evening. True. Advocacy fulfilled but distanced us. Balance, I promised, but demands grew. A book deal offer, our story in print. Ethan hesitated. More exposure? I pushed. It helps others. We agreed, but writing unearthed pain, reliving the shooting betrayals. Arguments resurfaced. "You glorify the drama," Ethan accused. "It's truth," I countered. Liam overheard, confronting us. "Stop fighting." At 9, he understood more. We apologized, vowing better. Therapy evolved to family sessions. "Communication is key," the counselor stressed. We implemented weekly check-ins, no secrets. External pressures persisted. A conservative backlash group targeted our nonprofit, false claims of indoctrination. Protests outside events, online harassment. "Ignore," Ethan advised, but it wore on me. One night, anonymous threats escalated, detailed plans harming the kids. Police involved, security hired. Paranoia set in. I second-guessed every stranger. In crisis, Ethan shone, calm anchor. "We've beaten worse." His growth evident. From impulsive to steadfast. I leaned on him, rekindling spark. A weekend getaway, kids with Rebecca, first alone time in years. Conversations deep, dreams, regrets. "I'd choose you again," he said. "Me too, despite costs." Returning, reality hit. Liam's school reported bullying. "They say we have 2 dads and a fake mom." Heartache. We addressed, empowering him. "Family is love, not labels." He nodded, resilient. Rebecca's new relationship complicated dynamics. Her partner, Mark, conservative leanings clashed with us. "Kids need structure," he opined during a dinner. Ethan bristled. "They have it." Tensions rose, co-parenting strained. Mediation helped, but boundaries redrawn. My family visited more, bridges mending. Father and I talked privately. "I was wrong," he admitted gruffly. "Love matters." Tears flowed. Forgiveness granted, not forgotten. As Liam turned 10, he chose Ethan legally as second parent. Adoption finalized. Courtroom cheers, but bittersweet. "You're my dad," Liam told Ethan. Joy yet reminder of solitary years. Noah's presence highlighted contrasts. Easy childhood versus Liam's turmoil. Guilt nagged Ethan. "I missed so much." Atonement through presence. Career-wise, book published, bestseller. Tours followed, Ethan supportive. But absence bred loneliness. One night, hotel room temptation, a colleague flirted. I resisted, but confessed to Ethan. "Honesty hurts, but builds," he said. Trust tested, strengthened. Society shifted. Laws progressed, acceptance grew. Our story contributed, but at personal expense. Privacy eroded, kids scrutinized. A health scare jolted. Ethan diagnosed with stress-related hypertension. "Slow down," doctor ordered. We did. Family vacations, simpler life. Seattle suburbs felt safe. Yet moral dilemmas arose. Liam asked about grandfather. Was he bad? We explained nuance. People flawed, choices define. Forgive, he pondered, echoed our journey. In reflection, costs tallied. Lost innocence, strained bonds, but gains. Authenticity, family. Was it worth it? Daily affirmation. As narrative crested, a final twist loomed. An old ally from Ethan's past surfaced, revealing untold secrets that could unravel everything anew. The years blended into a tapestry of milestones and minor crises, each threading the narrative of our unconventional family. Liam, now a teenager at 13, navigated adolescence with the weight of our public story. "Kids at school ask about the book," he confided one evening over dinner. Ethan and I exchanged glances, the familiar tension resurfacing. "Tell them it's about love winning," I suggested, but Liam rolled his eyes. "It's more like surviving." Wise beyond years, he challenged us. Was it worth all the pain? The question hung, mirroring my own doubts. Ethan's health improved with lifestyle changes, yoga, diet, less stress. He scaled back work, focusing on mentorship for young LGBTQ entrepreneurs. I balanced the nonprofit with writing our book, spawning a podcast. Noah, at 5, was a whirlwind of curiosity, oblivious to past shadows. "Two daddies and mommy," he boasted to friends. Rebecca and Mark's marriage stabilized, co-parenting smoother. Joint holidays became tradition, Thanksgivings in Texas with my family, Christmases in Seattle. But echoes of betrayal lingered. A documentary offer arose, promising deeper exposure. "No," Ethan vetoed. "We've given enough." I agreed, prioritizing privacy. Society had evolved, marriage equality firm, protection stronger. Our advocacy contributed, but fatigue set in. "We're just a family now," Ethan said. Internal conflicts persisted. Liam's first crush, a boy, sparked conversations. "How do I tell people?" he asked. We guided, drawing from experience. Honestly, when ready. Pride in his openness, envy for his freedom. My parents' full acceptance came gradually. Father's deathbed confession, "I'm proud of you." Funeral bittersweet, family united. Ethan and I renewed vows formally, a small ceremony with kids as witnesses. "Through worse and better," we pledged. As Liam chose colleges, he gravitated toward social justice majors. "Inspired by you guys," Noah echoed, dreaming big. In quiet reflection, the journey's price crystallized. Betrayals forged strength, but at emotional expense. Choices debated. Forgiveness versus self-preservation. The story closes on a family hike, laughter echoing. Yet, the core question remains. In the face of profound betrayal, is redemption truly possible, or merely a comforting illusion? Was Ethan's initial act of staging the shooting a heroic sacrifice, or an unforgivable violation of trust that no amount of atonement can erase?